Hey everybody, and welcome back to Renorah Wellness Watch. Today is episode 2, and I decided to go ahead and take a look at another article that's coming out on Ground News. Just as a recap, I personally get a lot of my news on Ground News. This is not sponsored by them at all. I personally recommend it to a lot of my friends and family because it is a very great source of news that you can easily find what's biased and what's not. And when it comes to any of the news I personally read every day, whether it's a political situation, whether it's about health and wellness, whether it's about tech or whatever, Ground News really seems to be great. Yes, I know I just sounded like a sales pitch, but I am not sponsoring them at all. I personally just really like them. Excuse me. But with that being said, I want to get into today's news article that we'll be going over, which is coming from the UK again. Last episode, I did 2 articles on GLP-1 drugs. One was coming from the UK, one was coming from the US. Today, we're going to just do one article coming out of the UK. And it's about supermarkets, as it's titled here. You can see supermarkets could be fined if they fail to hit new healthy eating targets. Now, this article really shocked me when I was starting to read it. I don't know why it shocked me. I mean, it is coming from the UK. They have different laws, different rights over there. And if you follow international news, political news, this kind of thing really shouldn't shock you too much, but it did shock me. So this article was released, I believe, 4 days ago on June 29th. So on June 29th, the UK government introduced a healthy food standard for supermarkets and retailers, in England as part of a decades-long initiative aimed at reducing obesity. So before I go on any farther, personally, I hate it when I see that government is getting involved because, or in almost anything. Personally, I'm a small government kind of guy. I like government to have less hands in different things that we do every day. Granted, again, this is coming from the UK, so this has no effect on us. But as we know, when one nation starts doing things, other nations tend to try to jump on board. And this is just something that really irks me, and we'll go into it in a sec. So this announcement follows rising obesity rates, with Britain having the 3rd highest adult obesity in Europe. The NHS, I believe it's National Health Service in the UK, costs of £11.4 billion annually, straining healthcare resources. The policy, developed by Nesta, not sure. Let's take a look at that. Nesta. Let me ask ChatGPT, who is Nesta? And why they recognize public figure? Oh, from the UK. That's why. UK. All right, according to chat, it's a UK-based innovation foundation, originally known as NISTA, National Endowment for Science, Technology, and the Arts, established in 1998 with a £250 million endowment from the UK National Lottery. All right, it was the country's first publicly supported national endowment. What does it do? Where is it? Innovation Agency for Social Good, funding and supporting ideas that address health inequities, education gaps, environmental sustainability, and more. Pretty much what I would have expected. Anyways, the policy developed by them requires large food businesses to report healthy food sales and sets flexible health targets using tactics like recipe reformulation and store layout changes. All right, so here's where I have the issue. They're targeting supermarkets. First off, a government telling stores what they can and can't sell. And I mean, here they're saying, telling you what can and can't be in your recipes and how your stores need to be laid out and forcing you to have healthy food targets and goals. To me, that is too much power given to the government. Personally, I hate the idea of having, like, I'm very much a supporter of Kennedy right now with what he's doing with with the health and the food industry here in the United States, trying to fight to get rid of a lot of these chemicals and food colors and whatnot in our foods. I'm a big supporter of that. If there's something that we're eating that is so harmful to us that it's causing issues like cancer, diabetes, and whatnot, these chemicals that companies are putting into our foods, I'm all about getting rid of that stuff. But I am not about going into supermarkets or retailers, the large retailer chains, and telling them you need to change the way your store's laid out because people are coming into your store and buying the candies. So like when you go to checkout, you have the candies set up there. We all know there's a logic behind it. The industries, the store industries, spent, I'm sure, tens, if not hundreds of millions of dollars to figure out the psychological reason why people grab things and what shelf to put them on, what colors to use. Listen, it's business and people have freedom of choice. I'm a person that's all about healthy foods, organics, natural stuff. That's me. But not everyone is me, and I don't believe in forcing my beliefs onto others. I believe in sharing my opinions, sharing my beliefs, sharing my thoughts with others, but not forcing them. And in this case, it feels like they're forcing them. Here's the other issue I have. They're saying it's the fault of the supermarkets and the big realtors, right, or retailers. I don't agree. I say it's a fault of poor education for our young ones, and it's a cultural issue. And I can easily say that by saying, look at many nations, non-first world nations, right? Actually, I'll give you a great example. I spent a majority of my life living abroad, primarily in China. When I first went there in the late 90s, it was near impossible to find obese people. You had supermarkets, you had the candies, you had all that stuff, and yet it was a cultural aspect that taught the people to exercise. People learned to, through their family, through their community, through their schools. Exercise is important. Eating right is important. Eating healthy is important. Yes, you can get those snacks. You can get some ice creams, but things are done in moderation. And you need to work on, they didn't necessarily teach about the calories from my understanding in China, but they taught you how to live a healthy life. That's what they should be doing. They should fix the education system and fix their culture. We live in a world where fast food is the norm, right? We make excuses saying, oh, well, I've got to work. I don't have time to cook. Well, guess what? I'm a single father. I work my ass off every day. I'm trying to do more and more stuff for my daughter to give us a good future, but I still make time to give her a home-cooked meal for breakfast, for lunches, for dinners, if she's home for lunch. If she's not home for lunch, but she's at school or at summer camp right now, I pack her a personally handmade or homemade food, or the snacks I give her are what are they? They're biscuits, they're fruit, they're healthy things. So the point I'm trying to get to is we need to fix our culture, fix our families, fix our communities. It's not about fixing the supermarkets and whatnot. Anyways, so yeah, I saw this article. It kind of irked the hell out of me because of the way it was, the way this law is coming at it. An endowment is the one that's pushing this whole initiative, which, as we saw here, or as I was reading up, is a endowment that was started to, where is it? It's an agency for social good, funding and supporting ideas that address health inequities, and I can go into all that at another time, but education gaps, environmental sustainability, and more. So, I mean, what limitation does it have? I have a problem with big government. I have a problem with governments coming in and telling us what we can and can't do. That's me. Yeah, you may not have an issue with that, and that's good. That's on you. So, anyways, I wanted to go over the bias. I think they have bias. Yeah. So, I love looking on ground news at the bias comparisons, the right and the left. So, left-leaning outlets foreground the government's obesity crackdown and laud the new mandatory reporting as a game changer for accountability, employing emotional charged terms like grilled and emphasizing social justice by framing healthy foods as more accessible. In stark contrast, right-leaning sources frame the policy as intrusive, nanny state nonsense, criticizing regulatory burdens as risks to consumer choices and potential price hikes, invoking skepticism with phrases like told to cut, and dismissing innovations as shallow distractions from NHS reform. All right, so you can see which way I lean personally. I think anything the left these days, this goes back to body positivity, fat acceptance, pushing personal social agendas on people. It's something that you see a lot more from the left than the right these days, and again, overreaching by the government. So I saw this article, wanted to share it with you guys. I don't want this video to go on as long as the last one did, so I think I'm going to cut it here, but something, this a little food for thought, I guess is the best way to say it. And before we go, let's go ahead and do a quick shout out or plug for Renorah, my weight loss and wellness company. If you're looking to lose weight and you haven't started yet, or if you're on a GLP-1 drug, a diet, or a workout regimen, but you're wondering to yourself, what am I going to do when I reach my final goal and stop this diet, stop these drugs, lessen the workout regimen? How am I going to make sure that I'm not going to gain all that weight back? Well, you found the right guy and you found the right place. Renorah.com is the place that you want to come to. We will help retrain you, help you understand those things that you were not taught when you were younger or at all during your life. How to eat right, how food works with your body, how your metabolism works. We will help you retrain your mind about cravings, dealing with plateaus, and so much more. So come check us out at Renorah.com or click the link in the description on whatever platform you're watching this on, and you'll have a link to a free 3-day trial, which is going to actually expire at the end of July. So check it out now. Come have some fun, learn with us. We're building a whole community. All paid members get access to our free health coaches, our certified nursing health coaches, which work with you one-on-one once a month, and build a nutrition plan, a workout regimen. You have a mentor that works with you when needed. And we're building a whole community of people going through the exact same thing you're going through right now. So again, come check us out at Renorah.com or click the link in the description for a free 3-day trial. And with that being said, until later, stay healthy, stay strong, and keep pushing through. Take care.